Hi everyone, I am here with a Bible reading. I hope you guys are having a good night. So tonight we are going to be reading 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verses 1 through 17, Psalm 37, verses 12 through 29, and Proverbs chapter 21, verses 25 and 26. Okay, so in 1 Corinthians today we'll be talking about intelligibility in worship. No, Sherm. No. Stop. Stop it. Okay, let's begin. Stop. Follow the way of love and eagerly desire gifts of the Spirit, especially prophecy. For anyone who speaks in a tongue does not speak to people, but to God. Indeed, no one understands them. They utter mysteries by the Spirit. But the one who prophesies speaks to people for their strengthening, encouraging, and comfort. Anyone who speaks in a tongue edifies themselves, but the one who prophesies edifies the church. I would like every one of you to speak in tongues, but I would rather have you prophesy. The one who prophesies is greater than the one who speaks in tongues, unless someone interprets so that the church may be edified. Now, brothers and sisters, if I come to you and speak in tongues, what good will would I be to you, unless I bring you some revelation of knowledge, or prophecy, or word of instruction? Even in the case of lifeless things that make sounds, such as the pipe or harp, how will anyone know that what tune is being played, unless there is a distinction in the notes? Again, if the trumpet does not sound a clear call, who will get ready for battle? So it is with you, unless you speak intelligible words with your tongue. How will anyone know what you are saying? You will just be speaking into the air. Undoubtedly, there are all sorts of languages in the world, yet none of them is without meaning. If then I do not grasp the meaning of what someone is saying, I am a foreigner to the speaker, and the speaker is a foreigner to me. So it is with you, since you are eager for gifts of the Spirit. Try to excel in those that build up the church. For this reason, the one who speaks in a tongue should pray that they may interpret what they say. For if I pray in a tongue, my spirit prays, but my mind is unfruitful. So what shall I do? I will pray with my spirit, but I will also pray with my understanding. I will sing with my spirit, but I will also sing with my understanding. Otherwise, when you are praising God in the Spirit, how can someone else who is now put in the position of an inquirer say amen to your thanksgiving, since they do not know what you are saying? You are giving thanks well enough, but no one else is edified. And that's where we're stopping, was 1 Corinthians today. How do you know I needed that? Thank you. Okay, now we're continuing on where we left off yesterday with Psalm 37, verses 12 through 29. The wicked plot against the righteous and gnash their teeth at them. But the Lord laughs at the wicked, for he knows their day is coming. That's right, it is, like a thief in the night. The wicked draw the sword and bend the bow to bring down the poor and needy, to slay those whose ways are upright. But their swords will pierce their own hearts, and their bows will be broken. Better the little that the righteous have than the wealth of many wicked. Because no matter how much the wicked have, that will not keep them from going to hell. They cannot buy their way into heaven. If all the millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires, zillionaires, the richest people in the world put their money together, they can't buy God. They can't buy their way to heaven. There's only one way to get to heaven, and you know that way. Through Jesus Christ. Get your name put in the Lamb's Book of Life. By being saved through Jesus. Jesus Christ. To slay those whose ways are upright, but their swords will pierce their own hearts, and their bows will be broken. Better the little that the righteous have than the wealth of many wicked. For the power of the wicked will be broken, but the Lord upholds the righteous. The blameless spend their days under the Lord's care, and their inheritance will endure forever. In times of disaster, they will not wither. In days of famine, they will enjoy plenty. But the wicked will perish. Though the Lord's enemies are like the flowers of the field, they will be consumed. They will go up in smoke. The wicked borrow and do not repay, but the righteous give generously. Those the Lord blesses will inherit the land, but those he curses will be destroyed. The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him. Though he may stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. I was young, and now I am old. Oh, I was dreading that day, and now it's here. Even got the Bible telling me that now. I was young, and now I am old. I'll tell you about that when we're done with Bible reading here. Yet I have never seen the righteous forsaken, or their children begging bread. They are always generous and lend freely. Their children will be a blessing. Turn from evil and do good. Then you will dwell in the land forever. For the Lord loves the just and will not forsake his faithful ones. Wrongdoers will be completely destroyed. The offspring of the wicked will perish. The righteous will inherit the land and dwell in it forever. All right, guys. What I was talking about there, I was young and now I am old. Funny thing is, I will never in my life, unfortunately, be a grandma, because I'll never be a mother, a real, a biological mother. Also, I'll never be a grandma. But ever since my youngest niece was a newborn, ever since and keep in mind I was like 17, 18 when she was born, okay? And, yeah. 18, going on 19, I believe, when she was born. Because she was 7 months old when Sherman and I met. And Sherman and I got married in 2000. Okay, and She was born in 99. She was 7 months old when we met, because I was throwing a Halloween party and Sherm came to it. And Abby was wearing a little pumpkin suit I dressed her in. Patted her all up to look like a big pumpkin. Anyway, ever since my oldest has been was the youngest, the only one around, I've been mistaken as grandma whenever I took them somewhere. And I always told my youngest sister, my baby sister, I always told her that. And I think people thought I was crazy and they just laughed at me, you know. They didn't think it was true. Well, little did she find out. She'd find out for herself one day. Because when we had her oldest, who's now 13, Gabe, when I was at the doctor with her, with Gabe one day. Gabe was just a baby then. Keep in mind, he's 13 now. And I just now turned 41 this year, last month. Okay? So he wasn't even, he was, I think he was under a year old. He was under a year old or right at 1 year. I think he was under a year. Because Toby, I don't believe, was even born yet. Because Toby came after Gabe. So I believe Toby wasn't born yet. So Gabe was under 1. Anyway, the doctor said, you come with Mommy and Grandma? She knowed Melly, and I was in there with her. You come with Mommy and Grandma? Talking about me, the grandma. Melly looked at me and started busting out laughing. I said, here, Gabe, come to Grandma. Melly started laughing so hard. I said, I told you. Every time. I sat in the license bureau with Mom and Abby and Jimmy when they were little. And if some woman didn't say it again, mistake me for their grandma, when my mom was right there, who's their actual grandma. She must have thought Mom was the mom and thought I was the grandma. What's the deal? I can't even get to be a mother. I can't even get to push a baby out, and everybody's been calling me a grandma since I got out of high school. I guess if I would have been pushing a baby in a stroller in high school, I would have probably been a grandma then too. Well, that makes you feel awful. So I've actually looked old all my life, apparently. That's embarrassing. Somebody says that to you, you're like, well, I didn't even think about myself looking old. But thank you. Now I will. I mean, because it wasn't only one time. It was several times throughout the years. Yeah. Yeah. And now I'm only 41. And I'll never get to be a grandma. I thought about asking Abby and Matthew and Jimmy if he ever, if he got a wife and kids one day. I thought about asking them if they have kids, Abby and Matthew and Jimmy, one of these days, if their kids could call us Grandma and Grandpa, me and Cheryl. Because we'll never have anybody to call us Grandma and Grandpa. But I don't know if they'd want to do it or not, because, they'll have so many other Grandma and Grandpas anyways. And just a great aunt and uncle seems so, distant, Don't seem like anything special. But I kind of have a feeling they probably wouldn't like that idea anyway, so I don't even know if it's a good idea to ask it. What do you think? What do you think about that, Layla? Is that a bad thing to ask? I'm Matthew's family might not like it. I know my sister, Ab's mom, would not like it. But that wouldn't stop the process. But, you know, they might not like it for other reasons. I don't know. But let me know your thoughts on that, please. I have to think about it. Okay, so we're ending today's Bible reading with Proverbs chapter 21, verses 25 and 26. The carving. The craving of a sluggard will be the death of him, because his hands refuse to work. All day long he craves for more, but the righteous give without sparing. Alright guys, that was our Bible reading. So, let me go through these prayer requests. Please keep the following people in prayer. Sherm. I got appointments made yesterday, rides scheduled and everything for Sherm. I called that chiropractor. I found the one. A funny story about that as well. I found the one who it was, the chiropractor where Abby's going, and they make him an appointment for next week. And the day and time that he has an appointment is actually the day and close to the same time that Abby has an appointment with him. So they'll be running into each other there that day. So they'll both be seeing him that day. So I hope they both are feeling better when they come out of there. Okay. Let's see. Please keep Cindy Welsh in your prayers. Layla and her son Emil. Rhonda Karshner. Abby Myers and Matthew Simpson. Jimmy Myers. Dora Carper. Judy Thompson. Elizabeth Jeffries. Garnet Boyer and Jim Mitchell. I keep wanting to put that name together. Sorry. And the guy on the missing person page, Andre. He's African American, big man, 6'4", over 300 pounds, got short, if not completely bald, hair. And he lives in Philadelphia, but was last seen in Ohio, but they don't know where in Ohio. And he's driving a 2011 white BMW. And if you see him, you're supposed to contact the Philadelphia Police Department. Okay, so that's all I have today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let's bring those souls to Jesus, and God willing, we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another Bible reading. Bye guys. God bless.